smack talk going down in chat, which is interesting. A little bit of harassment going here. But Boo's finally got his Mutalisks out. They might be aiming to do a bit of harassment here. These missile turrets are in place, plus a huge ball of Marines, so I don't think they're going to do too much. It's going to depend on his micro, and I wouldn't expect too much damage here, but you never know. Here come the Mutas now, gets smashed by this turret. Bruce realizing that he's not really going to be able to do too much here. He's going to pick off that one turret though, and he does have a little bit of micro on his side there, but I mean, there's just so many Marines with a medevac backing him up, so I don't imagine he's going to be able to do too much there. Yeah, he's already backing off. He might consider coming in and sniping this supply depot, maybe doing a little bit of harassment here, probably outranging these turrets and doing some splash damage off them. Would be interesting to see. He's really going to have to harass. I think he can't just commit to macroing this late. He needs to do a bit of economic damage.
Boo's got the Roach one going down now, so he might be changing it up a bit. He seems to be very backed off. He's going for another Mutalisk attack off the top here, though, seeing if that is maybe a bit more, missile turret free. I don't think he's going to have much luck, though, because he's got this side covered. The supply depot going down, of course. Losing that. We'll see if he does any damage here.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the supply depot there is he's given Kiante advance warning, so his Marine Ball's on the way. His medevac's a little bit out of position, so lucky not to lose that there. But yeah, here we see that splash damage with that micro trying to outrange the turrets. I imagine he's just going to completely dodge this Marine Ball. Pretty nice micro there from Boo. He hasn't lost too much yet, but Kiante's really got it covered, and not enough damage for the investment so far. I imagine Boo's going to have to switch into something else. And these rocks are being destroyed here too, so now Boo's going to be able to move in and out really, really quickly.
There's some siege tech being researched for Kiante, so we expect to see some, of course, siege tanks here. So there's not really that much of a ground army, though. I mean, he does have the Roaches out, so that'll counter that. But there's plenty of Mutalisks out at the moment, so there will be a big fight here in the middle, though. You've got the massive Marine Ball going, basically heading out. These Mutalisks might be able to dodge them all completely, though. So yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Boo does here. I mean, he's got this huge Marine Ball coming in, but now he has a chance for his Mutas to go exploit the fact that the Marines are committed to this attack. His base has got a decent collection of Roaches and Spineclaws, so these Circlings getting absolutely incinerated by the Marine Ball. Nice control by Kiante there, not losing a single one. But it'd be interesting to see whether he pulls the Mutas back. Yes, he does. He is a little bit worried about Kiante's attack, even though Kiante very wisely opting to go hunting for expansions here as opposed to engaging that Spinecrawler wall directly. I think that's a nice choice. Basically, Kiante's yet to put a foot wrong in this match. I mean, he's taking the Zelnaga Watchtower, he knows what's going on, he's pretty aware, scouting-wise, of what's coming out of Boo's base, and he was able to avoid most of the damage from that Mutalisk harass, which is always a big thing as Terran. The interesting thing is Bruce played some pretty straight-up ideas here, going for, Mutas, going for late Roach, and meanwhile, Kiante hasn't gone for that metal, hasn't gone for that anything that Terran can really, Zerg can exploit by catching out of position or, exploiting the fact they're not very movable, especially when these siege tanks start to roll in. So now, it's really interesting. I don't know what Boo's going to be able to do here, especially considering this army from Kiante is yet to take any real damage and starting to move across the map. He's going to get these siege tanks sieging up, and he's got the scan mana based up. There is a lot of Roaches here though, so it's going to be a little bit hard to break, but I think this is going to be an interesting fight coming up here.
I mean, these Marines ready to cause some damage right here. The Spinecrawler's going in, but the Roaches do not want to engage. This Queen's got to be careful not to get cut out here. I mean, while all this is going on, though, Boo has his gold expansion going up now, so Kiante does not know about that. So if he can keep that up and, maybe keep him on, keep him at the door here, you never know, he might be able to pull back. But Siege Tank's going into siege mode, gonna smash these Spinecrawlers right now. Need to get rid of these before the army comes in, but he's gonna go in straight away.
Yeah, the interesting thing is whether or not he's going to use the Mutas to take out the siege tanks. The Marine Ball is absolutely mincing these Roaches, especially with the siege tanks splash damage. No, Boo's not sending the Mutas around to get these siege tanks. I think this is going to be absolute incineration. Boo has just been totally slaughtered there. Crying foul about the Marine Ball.
Oh yeah, man, that was a massive.
I don't think there was many Marines going down there whatsoever. Absolute brutality there from Kiante. Bruce is crying foul about this build-up.
Look at the units lost. I mean, Kiante's lost 21 units to 120. not even close in resources. I mean, this was really, it was closer than it might have been, but he was a slaughter.
Bruce doing his Hydra impression here, trying to tell about the map and the makeup of the Terran army and stuff being overdone. But these guys know each other, so that's just a little bit of humour there. Bruce doesn't even GG. Hilarious game there. No, it was really solid play from Kiante the whole way through. He was pretty much didn't put a foot wrong, did a really nice build with the 14-15cc, kind of reminiscent of Brood War there, and he didn't get any early harassment that he couldn't handle. When the Zerglings did come, his micro was spot on, so Kiante's really played well there. We've seen some really good games from Boo that he's sent across, but this one, he's had Kiante get the better of him. Props to Boo for sending across such a good game where he is beaten, shows the caliber of the player. So yeah, absolutely good game there, and we'll get on to casting the next one. So, adios muchachos.